Well, hello, fine people I haven't seen for 45 minutes. Hey, Flash fan. Welcome back from Connecticut. That was a quick trip. And yo, Gabby after 5. I had to build in the 15-minute buffer, so we got Gabby after 5. I also had to do a wardrobe change because I spilled dinner on my shirt. That's what things happen. It happens. Whatever. Okay. I don't got anything else. What's up? Well, today's dinner was exciting as last night's dinner because it wasn't supposed to be today's dinner. But my husband makes really good homemade chicken salad and he makes a ton of it when he does. So we generally have it for a couple of meals and then I take my dad some. I took my dad some and we ate some yesterday and we were supposed to eat some tomorrow because we were supposed to be at dinner with my dad tonight and that didn't happen. So we had chicken salad, long story short, and I got some on my other shirt. I was like, I can't go on looking like that. So I changed my shirt. That's the most exciting part of my 45 minutes away. And you guys, you're still eating chicken fried rice? Yummy. All right, we are not that far behind. They came back a little after 5. And I was trying to get Court TV because they have closed captionings and they also have better whatever. They're crystal clear on my phone, but they sound like the white noise never gets shut off on my computer. So I'm not sure what's happening with them. So we're back to long crime. Back with the cattiness of women. Meatloaf. I was not a meatloaf fan as a kid. I really have actually ever only had one meatloaf recipe, which is the one I make was my husband's grandma's recipe. It's the only one I know. It's the only one I've tried, but it's good. Actually, got my kids to eat it. Well, one out of the 2. My son will not try it. Absolutely not. Weirdo. All right, let's rock and roll.
Daybell, CR 2021-001704. The prosecuting attorney is present. The defendant's present. We'll continue with the cross. Was there something before we bring the jury in?
Nothing from the state.
All right, we'll bring the jury in.
Wow. Is that too loud? It's really loud on my end. Glad I paused right there for them to bring the jury in. Life. It's so. Oh, here we go. There she is. I wish I had cat noises.
You said that you had seen on TV that my husband had passed away. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And you indicated after that you saw my sister-in-law, Kay Woodcock, on that show and you reached out to her. Is that correct?
I didn't indicate that, but that is correct. I reached out to Kay after I saw that Charles had died.
Okay. And did you do that through Facebook or?
I did.
Social media? Okay. How many times between that first contact and now have you and Kay Woodcock communicated?
I've spoken to her just once. I've texted her here and there regarding, I've texted her here and there about other things. I don't know what I can say.
Okay. How many times have you texted her?
I have no idea.
Like more than 10?
Maybe.
Okay. Have you ever turned over those communications to the state?
No.
Did they ask you for them?
No.
Okay. Did you ever turn over the text conversations you had with my husband to the state?
I was never asked, but I understand that they retrieved them via having them through Charles' phone.
Okay.
I would have had I been asked.
Okay. Did you turn over any other communications that you had with anyone else regarding this case to the state?
I don't believe I've had any other regarding this case to turn over to anybody, so no.
Okay. How many times have you spoken to this prosecutor?
To Ms. Kay,
Yes, to Ms. Kay.
I met with her once in person and one other phone call, and then just text messages about the logistics of being here today.
Okay. How many text messages would you say?
I have no idea.
More than 10?
I know court was running behind, so she had to text me to come at a different time. Probably counting yesterday and today to redo the time, more than 10, yes. Prior than that, probably no.
Okay. Did you have a meeting with her to prepare for this testimony?
I met with her once,
How long was that meeting?
an hour, maybe an hour and a half.
Okay. Was anyone else there?
No,
Have you ever spoken to my brother, Adam?
yes, but only because I ran into him at my grandson's pickleball tournament the other day.
And how did you know that was him?
Because
Wait.
I've seen him on media via the situation surrounding you.
I thought he was
So you initiated a conversation with him?
dead.
I just said hi, and that was, he asked me who my grandson was, and I pointed it out, and that was the end of it.
So you introduced yourself to him? To my
Oh,
brother?
Alex. Thank you, Flashman.
I don't know that I introduced myself, but maybe.
How would he know who you were?
I don't know that he knew who I was. I knew who he was.
So you went up and talked to him?
I did talk with him, yes.
He didn't call you over, so you went up and talked to him?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And when you were talking to him, you told him you were who?
I told him that my name was Nancy Jo Hancock.
And did he recognize that name from something?
Can I go back and change how I met your brother? I forgot this until right now. So on a dating app, your brother's picture came up on my dating app. And I sent him a message and said, but he had a different name that he used, not Adam. And so I just sent him a message and said if he was going to use someone else's pictures, he should probably pick someone different than Adam Cox. That's how I met him.
That's how you met my brother, Adam?
Correct.
Do you know what perjury is?
Absolutely.
I object, Your Honor.
That's a question.
Argumentative, harassment.
Argumentative.
How long was this conversation that you had with my brother at the pickleball tournament?
A couple of minutes, maybe less.
And how many times had you communicated with him before that?
Only that message on that dating app. Besides that,
One message, one time?
I don't remember. I think he messaged me back, and it didn't continue.
So just the one day then? Maybe several messages in one day?
I might have sent him one other message, but it was just one interaction, and there was nothing further.
And you did not schedule a date with him?
I did not.
Okay. Have you ever spoken to Brandon Boudreau?
Yes,
Okay, when?
he attends the same church that my daughter does, and he happened to be at their house briefly, and I didn't really speak to him. I just knew that that's who he was
And how did you know who he was?
because my daughter told me.
And who did she say he was
Brandon Boudreau.
in relation to me?
She knows the story, and I know the story, so she just had to tell me that his name was Brandon Boudreau.
That he was married to my niece? Is that the information that you had?
I know that he was married to your niece, yes.
Okay. Just the association is all I was asking.
I'm not going to lie. I told Mr. Hamp that wouldn't surprise me if Lori Vallow came back in her jail uniform, hair up, tennis shoes on to take on this witness. Ready to go. She didn't. Darn it.
And you did speak to him that time?
Well, I don't believe I spoke with him.
Okay. But you met him? Or
I don't know that I even met him. I was there. He was there with some other people, and I knew that that's who that was.
So you didn't introduce yourself to him?
I did not.
Did you speak to any other law enforcement besides Ms. K? Not that she's law enforcement, but did you speak to any other law enforcement about this case or be interviewed?
Yes.
Who? Who did you speak with?
Detective Moffat is who interviewed me. I
Said
believe
could've-
that that's,
I don't know.
I might have left a message for him. I couldn't tell you who with, but the only one that I spoke to was Detective Moffat, Nathan Moffat.
And when was that interview?
In 2020, I believe in April. A long time ago.
Okay. How long was that interview? About?
It was a telephone interview and it lasted 45 minutes, I'd say.
Is that the only law enforcement that you spoke to besides the prosecutor?
Yes.
And how long between that interview with Detective Moffat and your first communications with Ms. K, how much time passed in between there?
With Trina K.
Correct.
I met with her just a month ago, 5 weeks ago, and I gave an interview in 2020, so
Is that the first communication you had with Ms. K was 5 weeks ago?
yes.
Okay. Ms. Hancock, were you aware at the time of your date that I did not know that my husband was on dating websites and dating women?
Objection to speculation.
Sustained.
Were you informed by him that I knew of the situation of us being separated?
He was under the impression you were having an affair, so him moving on was a natural effect from that.
He told you that?
Yes, he did.
Okay.
Oopsies.
Just to recap, you said that you met my husband on Charles, on July 3rd. Is that correct?
Approximately. Give or take a day.
And you went on a date with him on July 10th.
Correct?
So that was what, 7 days later?
Approximately.
So would it be fair to say that you knew my husband for a week?
Approximately.
Okay. And then you had no contact with Charles after that, correct?
Well, he was dead, so clearly I didn't have contact with him.
Okay.
We did a seance.
And it wasn't until you saw that he had passed away on the news that you reached out to anyone, is that correct?
Correct? I didn't know he was dead.
And that was about 6 months later? Is that correct?
I believe it was December, so July to December is 5 months, I believe.
Okay. And then you found Charles' sister, Kay.
Carmen, if you were not alive, you couldn't call me. Kind of like Charles couldn't call the whatever her name is on the stand. What a dumb question that, well, he wasn't alive anymore. I mean, I just was throwing something out there in a while because the question was so dumb. She walked right into it, didn't see it coming. Like, ding. Wow. This woman is not backing down to her. Hey. It's late in the day. I don't have the help that Gabby's had. If I did, you'd all be in trouble. Just saying. It'd be fun for a while.
Woodcock, my sister-in-law, yes.
Objection asked and answered.
I'm just going over the timeline, Your Honor.
I'll allow it. Go ahead.
So when is the then you're referring to?
So at the 5 months later that you said in December, after that is when you contacted Kay Woodcock?
To express my condolences for her brother passing away and wanted to let her know that I had had dinner with him that last night and how much he loved JJ and how excited he was to see him the next morning. And just
Thank you, that's enough. I'm just recapping here, and you contacted her through Facebook, is that correct?
And again, asked and answered.
I don't think that was actually asked yet. Overruled, go ahead.
Yes, as I said before, I contacted her through Facebook.
Okay. And then sent a few text messages, is that correct?
That is
Yeah.
correct.
This is recap of everything we've already
Right.
gone through.
And then you said you met with police on April 22nd, 2020, is that correct?
I didn't say April 22nd. I said I believed it was sometime in April.
Okay.
And I didn't meet with them. It was a telephone interview.
Okay. And that was around 1 year after my husband passed away, is that correct?
Well, July to April would be 10 months. So
No more questions, Your Honor?
Makes more sense, Nidawau.
All right, redirect.
Thank you.
Oh, mine too.
You, did you reach out to the police or did the police reach out to you after you learned Charles was
I reached out to the police.
um,
I was surprised given that if they'd seen his phone, they would see the text communication that we had and that we had been at dinner that night before he died.
In terms of speaking with Charles's family, Kay Woodcock, did you know her before this?
No.
Had you heard her name through speaking with Charles?
Yes, from Charles. I knew that he had changed his life insurance to his sister Kay, and he talked quite a bit about Kay and his love for her and the relationship with JJ and how they had adopted JJ.
So you understood the closeness he had with his sister?
Absolutely.
And you said you reached out to pay your condolences.
I did.
When you learned that Charles was dead, were you shocked?
I was watching the TV and it was talking about a case and his picture came on the screen and shocked is an understatement. Yes.
In terms of talking with Kay, have you ever tried to talk to other people to learn about or verify if the stuff that Charles told you was accurate?
No.
Is what you are telling us just what he told you?
What I'm telling you is part of what he told me. There's a lot more.
And did you tell the police all of what he told you? That you could remember at that time, I should say.
I believe, no, I thought I would probably be interviewed again, and it was more an ask-answer format. There was, I remember being surprised that I wasn't interviewed again.
Because Charles had shared so much with you.
Correct.
In terms of the defendant's brother, Adam, did you ever talk with him about the case?
No,
Through media, did you recognize him?
I recognized him because I'd seen him on reports. And I knew that he was going to be testifying in this hearing.
When did you see him? When was this interaction
Like
with this pickleball?
a week and a half ago.
So a week and a half ago, when you see him at a pickleball tournament with your grandkid, you say hi to him?
Basically.
You don't talk at all about the case?
We might have talked about that we were testifying. I don't know. No details for sure.
Okay.
Just a general, and then he saw who my grandson was, and the end.
So nothing about, hey, I'm going to say this, or Charles told me this?
Absolutely not.
When you and I met, did we go through your testimony? Or let me get this right. Did we go through what you told the police?
Yeah.
Did I indicate to you to just tell the truth,
You told me to tell the truth,
whatever that was?
whatever that was.
You were asked about the fact that you knew Charles for basically a week, right?
Correct.
Did he make an impression on you?
Charles was a large personality. It would be hard not to be impressed by his wit and just gregarious, big personality with his Southern accent.
You were asked a lot on cross about you dating a married man.
Correct.
What was your impression of where this relationship was between Charles and Lori Vallow when you and Charles started talking?
Well, I knew that they had separated and that they had reconciled, and I knew he had filed and then he had recanted that. But he also had met with an attorney to begin the process again and was very emphatic that he was done with all the craziness.
And was that last time something that you understood to be very recent?
Prior to this meeting?
Yeah.
Yes,
Um, When he's talking to you, he's telling you about, you said sort of the whole year of 2019, correct? But this last understanding that you had of him now going back to a divorce lawyer, was that something you understood to be very recent in time to that July 10th when you're meeting?
correct.
Um, And did you understand him to have even met with an attorney?
I believe he told me that, yes,
So that was where you were at,
yes.
and that's what you understood Charles to be at.
Yes, and I will say, after having dinner with him, I did tell him that no one would want to be serious with him until he was further along in accomplishing that divorce that he was in the process of, including myself.
So even though you know he was just barely starting now, did you still want to meet with him again?
Yeah, I wouldn't have entertained a serious relationship, but he was fun, and yeah, I would have met with him again.
All right. I have no other questions, Your Honor.
Are there any questions for this witness from the jury? I see at least one question coming down.
I was gonna say there's got to
We have
be.
our-
There's got to be one.
The jury asked questions?
So
Yep.
she didn't know that. She was like, they asked questions. Also, Gabby, there was Woodcock and Hancock in this testimony, and you missed it. What's going on? Bry's here now. He'll save you. I'm a little suspicious, though, that he told her all of this, knowing her 1 week. He either really needed to just get it out. I don't know about that. That's a lot of info to give out, knowing somebody for a week. That's my only problem with her testimony is like this. Yeah, I don't know. Carmen, put it outside. Poor little guy. I know, I got that, but you missed it when she said, "Did you speak to I think Charles's sister, Kay Woodcock?" And you didn't say anything about her. Did someone mention the old wood rooster? I guess. I know they hardly ever use them. Sad. Processing via word. I don't know what vom is a thing. No. That's probably red. That is probably, do not burn it down. That is probably true. Now you've said a dare twice. One more time. He'll say, "Here I am." Oh, word vomit. Got it. I don't know. You asked me that the other day, Flashman, and I can't remember if they allowed I can't remember if they allowed jury questions. I think they did for some reason in Delphi. But I just don't know. Oh, dare. A dare. You want to watch this trial? Get your butt in here. You're Flashman. You just made me think. That's all. No, my bad. No, my bad needed. Oh, that was a
Ever expressed to you verbally any indications of stress?
Definitely, he was very worried that
But I think we'll just keep it with a yes/no answer for this question. Does the defense have follow-up based on that juror question?
Chuck and Matthew Moore's trial in a while. That was a good one. The jury had good questions.
Does the defendant have follow-up based on that juror question?
No, Your Honor.
All right, state.
No.
All right, you can step down. Thank you.
Thank you.
State can call its next witness.
She's going to pick up her tennis shoes since she didn't need them. I know. I've got kind of a full plate right at the moment. It's a little full. We finished one. Got one knocked out of the way today. Yeah, Ada's covering Vallow. I figured that's where Adair was. I got to figure out when we're going to do the boat trial. And then we got this gem, which got good today finally. We'll see if it holds up. Uh-oh. He's making a phone call. Seriously. Raise up all our L time.
All right, members of the jury, we're going to take a little bit of an earlier recess than our normal afternoon recess at this time. Please remember your mission.
What's happening? I hope not, Flash Fan. I mean, really, honestly, they could skip a lot and like just get to these people that we just saw. Oh yeah, the the titles are great. Oh, Matthew Moore lived in Ohio, and his trial, the jury was able to ask questions, and they were good questions. He was found innocent. Gabby got me a piece of his artwork. Are they done for the day? But yeah, he should have never been on trial, and it's just disgusting that he was. And he and Gabby are like BFFs. But okay, they really are gone. Oh, we used up all our. All right, well, I won't make you listen to it. We used up all our buffer already. Darn it. Well, yay. Yes. Yes. Matthews, Matttheau. He's a very nice guy. Bloody hell. Why am I Gabby and Gabby's business out there in the street? She got me a gift from him. I have no more else. Don't let me forget to unmute you guys' end when it comes back, because I'm being nice and not making you listen to. Like I'm listening to. Also, I'll probably say this and it'll probably summons them, but you notice my dogs aren't up here anymore because their bellies are full. And they're all good. Probably sleeping is what they're probably doing, so they can wake up early and start that process all over again. Except for when I'm sleeping and they come and do that, I can turn my back to them and they'll typically get the hint, but Hank's tail is right at the height of my bed, so like it hits the side of the mattress. It's just like He just can't help it. He's so excited. It's almost breakfast time. It's like thunk, thunk, thunk. Sometimes I'll just stick my foot down and just stick it in between his tail and the bed so he cannot hit the bed. So, and then Rue, she's just like, I'm here. I'm quick. I'm just gonna lick you real quick. Just here, this little kiss. Get up. It's like, don't do it. Don't do it, dog. And then Hera just sits at the top of the steps. Wait, as soon as I get up, she runs downstairs and runs outside, waits for me to come downstairs, put their dishes down, and open the door to let her in. She's weird. Flashman, don't talk about the streets with outsiders. Flashman, yes, I can actually imagine it. I live with one. I live with you, the version of you that would be a dog with your appetite. His name is Hank. I could probably put a whole entire bag of dog food down, and we're not going to do this, but we've often wondered, would he just eat till he got full? And this is why we won't do it, because it would not be healthy or safe for him. Or would he just eat? My guess is he would just eat. Gabby. She was raised by the streets. Streets! Remember that Starburst commercial? Flashman, it might have been before Flashman's time. Which I don't know. She's probably not here, but East Side. Do you guys ever watch Mad TV? I'm sure we've talked about it before because Carmen and I talk about it all the time. And they used to have Kenny Rogers, guy played Kenny Rogers on there, and he was doing like a jackass thing. And Kenny Rogers is the guy that's acting like Kenny Rogers is acting stupid. It's hilarious. And they're doing the milk challenge. So they're drinking milk and it's just running down, which is gross. And then Kenny Rogers, I think he lost. I don't remember. But he looks at the guy next to him and he's like, with milk running out of his mouth and it's so gross in his beard. He's like, I was raised on a dairy bitch. And it's so funny because it's funny and gross. Milk's going everywhere. If you've never seen it, it's so funny. Then he's like, here's the catch a bat with my mouth trick. And they throw a bat and it hits him in the face. You have to see it. I promise it's funny. Mad TV was definitely before your time, Flashman. Don't tell anybody I told you to look it up because I did grow up watching the 1984 Pepsi commercial where Michael Jackson got, 48, dyslexic there. I was going to say where Michael Jackson caught his hair on fire. Absolutely. I did not grow up watching the 1948 commercial, see? Bri, you missed it. I said I didn't do it. I think you missed it. Were you here yet? When I said I almost brought, because I don't have a yogurt, then I almost just brought a bowl of sour cream up when I started the stream at 11:30 this morning. But I really didn't want to eat sour cream at 11:30. I like sour cream, but I wasn't going to eat a bowl of it. It'd be gross. He is, and we've apparently corrupted him. He does not want his church to know about my chat. But I didn't do it. I didn't do it because I didn't want to ruin sour cream for myself either. It is very triggering. You caught me, Flashman. You caught me. I think I would have been happy in the 1950s because I like some of the things that the ladies wore. They're very pretty and they just don't make clothes like that anymore. I mean, I don't want to clean my house in a dress and heels. Good grief. Nobody does. but I could change. Sour cream challenge, negative. Yeah, you better fix that. I'm not even saying the first word. That's right. Suspender belts. I think every time Gabby does the little like mafia Italian hand thingy, I always think of the 40s and those mobsters out there. And then for in my mind, they're always like, see? Or their pants are like up to here. I don't know why they had suspenders on. They could have just put, I don't know. I don't know what they could have put on. But that maybe they should have loosened their suspenders so their pants fell a little bit to the waistline and they weren't just like Al Capone. Oh, Flashman. He was just not a nice fella. He's my neighbor from down the street. Yes. If you or a loved one was harmed by the talk of dairy in this stream, please call 1-800-DAIRY TRAUMA or 1-800 I don't care. No, kidding. 1-800 I'm sorry. High pants, fast talking, and shave out of shape guys. 20s, 40s, does it matter? I'm just a time traveler, Flash fan. Maybe I didn't really spill dinner on my shirt. I just had to change it because it had time travel all over it where I went in 45 minutes. Maybe that's really what happened. It's like, oh, I think we're coming back because that shadow's always there when something's happening. Let you guys listen to the shh for a little bit. As long as a little blonde-haired girl doesn't come back out and say they're here, we're all good. Because if she comes back out, we're in trouble because she's not alive. And I liked her as an actress. I was sad when she died. And especially because it was preventable. You know, I don't know if I would want to do that. I'd probably go farther. Probably go farther back in time. Like when I was a kid, I could eat whatever I wanted. And nothing bothered me. Including dairy. Even though I don't really... I don't know. I'm lactose intolerant, technically. I pretty much know what I can and can't have. I didn't drink milk for a long time. I didn't eat pizza for like 3 years. And my husband would mention milk or pizza, and I would almost vomit. I still don't drink milk. But I do eat pizza. I might pay for it, but it's okay. That's a bill I'm willing to pay for once in a while. Not very often. And I would never have it if I just couldn't go home and lay in bed and be miserable. Ice cream doesn't bother me that much. I had some. It was cherry vanilla swirl. I think it was like Bluebell cherry vanilla. It was so good. I can't buy it because I will eat the whole thing. Here we go. Did I say moist? Is that what I said? I said moist. I don't think she's here. Did I say that? I said milk. Geez, I don't even know what the M word is anymore for her. I read dairy sensitive babies come back in their 30s and 40s. Dairy sensitivities in babies come back in their 30s and 40s. Huh. Well, I don't know if I had that or not. Moist milk.
All right, please be seated. We're back on the record. The jury is present. The state can call its next witness.
Thank you. Let me go get her.
I don't know if I was had dairy sensitivities growing up. I don't remember them. But I read that lactose intolerant people, the normal ones, we weren't raised on milk. Not like Kenny Rogers. We weren't made for it. I don't know. Does anybody know? The study could change tomorrow.
All right, ma'am, you're going to come right up here in
Not
front
a bad looking fella.
of me and be sworn in.
Sometimes, like last night, though, he looked like he hated his life and was rethinking his decisions.
The testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
All right, you're going to have a seat just over here to my left.
Would you please introduce yourself to the jury?
Christina Atwood.
How old are you, Christina?
I'm 52.
And if you can get just a little closer, you're very soft to the,
52.
thank you. I know nobody wants to say that loud. Do you live here in Arizona?
Yes,
Did you live here in Arizona in 2019?
I did.
Are you from here?
Not originally.
How long have you been in Arizona?
2009.
I want to start by asking you a little bit about some personal part of your life. Are you a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints?
Yes,
Were you raised in that religion?
I was.
As a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, did you ever meet Lori Vallow?
I did.
Do you recall sort of where you first met her? Start with that.
At church.
And do you recall approximately when you first met her?
We moved into that area in 2010, and I'm not sure if their family was there at that time or not, but
Sometime after that?
yes,
And did you know her husband, Charles Vallow?
yes,
Was that also through church?
yes.
Did you
I agree.
initially, well, let me start. Did you know they were married?
Yes.
Did you have more contact with one over the other?
More with Lori than with Charles.
And why was that?
My sons and husband had interaction with Lori through the primary program. And I didn't have much interaction with her before they moved to Hawaii. But when her and Charles had moved to Hawaii, we went on a trip and we stopped to visit, and Charles was not at home. And so we interacted with Lori on that trip.
Do you see Lori Vallow at that time in the courtroom today?
I'm sorry, what was that?
See Lori Vallow in the courtroom today?
Yes.
And can you point her out and identify what she's wearing?
Purple top and suit coat, dark suit coat.
Your Honor, may the record reflect the witnesses identified the defendant.
It shall.
Okay, so you told us that you met Lori and Charles through the church. Do you know how long you went to church with them before they moved to Hawaii?
I don't recall what year they moved, but I know that we moved to the area in 2010 and we went and visited in 2015.
Okay. And that's, you visited them in
Hawaii.
Hawaii.
Hmm. Yes.
Other than that, well, let me ask you, when you visited Lori in Hawaii, were her kids there with her? That you said they lived there, right?
Yes.
Okay, so did you know at that time how many children were living with Lori and Charles?
2,
Who were they?
JJ and Tylee. I don't know if Tylee was there that weekend. She may have been gone. It might have just been JJ.
But you were familiar with them having those two children?
Yes.
Residing with them? Is
Oh,
that-
and I also had known her son before they moved to Hawaii, was in our ward as well. But
and
he wasn't living in Hawaii, I don't believe.
that was, do you know if that was Colby?
Yes,
Was he a son from a prior marriage?
yes,
Did you know any of Charles's children from a prior marriage?
no.
When you went to Hawaii and saw Lori and JJ, how long did you spend a day or weeks? How long were you visiting them?
We visited on a Sunday afternoon for an hour or two, and then sometime in that week, we got together for a couple of hours on the ocean, just paddleboarding, and that was it.
Had you had social interactions with Lori and Charles prior to going to Hawaii?
Not anything of other than waving or saying hello or something, no.
So mostly it would have been prior to that tied to any church activities or
Right.
things like that?
Correct.
Did you at some point learn that Lori and Charles had moved back to Arizona?
Yes.
How did you learn that?
I'm not positive if it was that I ran into them in the temple, because I recall one time seeing them both at the temple.
And do you recall if that was around 2018?
Like, yes,
When you said you ran into them, you're saying both Charles and Lori you saw at the temple.
yes,
And so you learned they're back in Arizona at this point. Is that correct?
yes.
Did you ever have Lori ask you to go with her to Hawaii?
Yes, she did invite me.
Do you recall when that was?
I believe it was the fall or late summer of 2018, but I'm not positive.
Do you recall ever do you remember being interviewed by the police?
Yes,
And were you interviewed by a couple different detectives?
yes,
In April of 2021, do you remember speaking with a detective, Ron Ball?
yes,
And do you remember telling him that sort of the beginning of the year of 2019 is when Lori asked you if you wanted to go to Hawaii?
could have been, yep,
Does that sound familiar to you?
yes.
Did she tell you why she wanted to go to Hawaii?
No, I don't recall.
Let me ask you this. When you spoke with the police back in 2020, was your memory better at that point about all of what
For
was going
sure.
on? Now that it's 2025, has your memory faded as to some of the details?
Yes,
Would listening to a portion of your interview about that help potentially refresh your recollection?
yes.
And Your Honor, if I can have my paralegal go up with Exhibit 282.
Go ahead.
Flashman, I can't plan next week. Ask me in October. Please. I will never remember.
If you can just listen to this portion and see if that refreshes your recollection as to why Lori was asking you to go to
No.
Hawaii and when.
I won't remember. I will try to remember, but I won't remember. So you have to remind me. Why is this date so important? I'm sorry. I was spaced out. Because now that we're slowed down, it's like slow again. I know. She calmed down. There was not really any more fireworks. And Zach, I owe you an apology. Not in the way Flashman owed you an apology, a different way. Sorry, Flashman. I'll quit. Maybe. But I forgot to thank you for your super chat when I ended the last stream. I was just trying to get out, and I apologize. Because I do appreciate it. She's listening to this date that we need apparently for this Hawaii trip. I don't understand why it's so important, but I guess we're going to find out. Hey, wait till you get a channel. Oh, fired up. I'm in. I am in. I'll be right there to call you vintage all day long, Flashman. Hey, I still felt bad. I don't like to not thank people, and I was trying to let it play, and I didn't thank you at the time. It was a thing in my head. I had to fix it. Good grief. I thought she just needed a date. He's like, you'll be just like me, Flashman. Tech genius.
Was that you talking to the,
Of course. See? Tech genius. Thanks,
was
Carmen.
that you talking to the detective about this sort of time period in January
Pretty cool.
where Lori's asking you to go to Hawaii and there's a lot of things going on there?
Yes, I recall that. I actually remembered the invitation being prior to that, and what I was referring to there was something else.
So there was a prior time you had gone to Hawaii to see Lori and a prior invite, correct?
No, I just gone in 2015 with my family.
Okay,
That's the only time
that you went there with.
that I went there. Yes.
Okay, so having listened to that recording, did it refresh your recollection about Lori inviting you to Hawaii in sort of the January of 2019 period?
Yes, but I didn't say there that I was invited to go, and I thought that that was previous to that time, but at some point in either the fall or the spring there, I thought it was the fall winter she invited me to go to Hawaii.
Okay.
And I wasn't able to go.
When, well, let me ask you. So in January of 2019, did Lori reach out to you about some things that were going on in her life?
Yes.
Did she talk to you about her marriage?
She shared that she was upset with Charles.
And did she indicate whether or not she was still living with him?
She had indicated that she was not with him at the time.
Did she indicate that she had gone to Hawaii?
Yes.
And did she indicate that she was not telling anyone that she was there?
She indicated that she was keeping it, that there wasn't very many people she was sharing it with. Yes.
Okay. Did she indicate that Charles was back in Texas?
Yes.
Did she indicate that Charles had JJ with him in Texas?
Yes.
Did she indicate that her daughter Tylee was staying with her brother Alex?
Yes.
Did she indicate that Charles had tried to take her temple recommend away, and this was one of the reasons she left?
Yes.
And was it her, did she tell you that she didn't want Charles to know where she was?
I don't recall.
So if you had said that to the police back in April of 2021, would your memory have been better?
For
back then?
sure.
Do you contest that you told the police back then that she was trying to make sure that Charles didn't know where she was?
I'm sorry, could you say that again?
Would you, if you had told the police back in April of 2021 that Lori told you she didn't want Charles to know where she was, would you have been truthful back then?
For
telling
sure.
them that?
Yes.
Okay. Do you know how long she stayed in Hawaii?
I don't.
Did you ever become aware of her going to Idaho as well?
No. Not until December of 2019.
Do you know how long she stayed, how long she didn't let Charles know where she was?
I don't recall.
At some point, did you learn she was back in Arizona?
Yes.
Did she reach out to you to invite you to any groups?
Yes.
Do you recall approximately when the first time it was that you met with her in some group format in 2019?
Me too.
I believe it was spring 2019, maybe February.
And do you recall, were there other people at that meeting?
Yes.
Do you recall who was there?
Yes.
Who was it?
Zulema, Melanie Gibb, Nicole Earl, and Serena Sharp.
Who organized that? Or who invited you? Let me ask that. Did Lori invite you, or did one of these other women invite you?
I don't recall.
Do you recall whose house it was at?
It was at Zulema's.
Okay. And did you know at that time if Lori and Charles were still separated?
Could you say that
Sure.
again?
Did you know at this meeting if Lori and Charles were still separated, living in different homes?
Yes, I believe so.
Did you know who was caring for JJ at that time?
No.
Yes, I believe she was at Alex's.
JJ?
Oh, sorry, JJ. I believe JJ was in Texas.
Still with Charles.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a yes?
Yes.
And then you said Tylee was still staying with her uncle Alex?
Yes.
Did you know where Lori was living at that time?
With Alex.
Hey, Haley.
Had you met these other women prior to this meeting in February-ish of 2019?
The only other person that I knew was Nicole Earl.
Okay. So this was the first time you were meeting the person whose house it was at, Zulema?
Correct.
The first time that you were meeting Melanie Gibb?
Correct.
And the first time you said Serena, is that Serena Sharp?
Correct.
Was there anything that Lori said at this meeting in February-ish of 2019 that she said about Charles that stood out to you?
She was concerned about dark spirits plaguing him.
Did she in fact tell you that he was possessed by dark spirits?
I don't recall.
Did you recall talking to the police, again, back in April of 2021, and advising them that this is the first time you're hearing that Charles is possessed?
If I said it then yes.
When you were meeting on this weekend, or this weekend, what do you remember about this group meeting? Was it a night, a weekend? How was that?
It was an evening. We may have met twice in the evening that weekend.
Did you know where Serena was from? Like, did she live locally?
She did not. She was visiting from out of state.
When you were meeting at these in February of 2019, do you recall telling police that Lori was talking about Charles being dark or having a dark spirit?
Yes,
And you recall saying that he was possessed and she had a name for who he was possessed by?
sorry, can you say that one more time?
Sure. Do you recall telling the police that he was possessed and she had a name for who he was possessed by?
I don't recall, but believe that I said it.
Would listening to your recording help refresh your recollection as to that?
Yes.
Oh,
Your
yay.
Honor, if we can have her listen to Exhibit 200.
Sorry. I thought I was muted and I was like flipping my headphone back and forth. If you heard it, I'm sorry. But this is like pulling teeth. I think in the first trial, didn't she like have phone conversations that they played of this lady and Lori where they were talking about the dark spirits, whatever? I don't know. But it's like, did you go to the pool in July? I'm sorry, could you repeat that? Did you? Oh, Melanie Gibb. Look at Flashman. He just knows all this stuff. I don't know. This is like paint dries faster than this conversation is happening. Thanksgiving. Oh, Flash fan. I'm sorry. I think Adair watched that one too. He wanted to do it, and I was like, I'm not doing it. And then he came back and said, it's boring, but I think he watched it anyway. You're sorry too. It's just, like I said, these should be like super interesting trials, and they haven't been. Well, hers wasn't. Her first one wasn't about said televised. Hers didn't have cameras. You get the audio the next day. It's like, ugh. She does. Like, she needs a little of, she just needs a touch of her aggression from earlier mixed in together with some energy, and we fly right through this. We're only going to get through like this witness today because it's so slow. It's on your computer over there. Suppose the red dot's Lori's. Don't push that button. You're talking about the Polly that lives by me, Carmen? Topic bars. What are those? I've only seen a very blurry picture of her. Sam needs to get the camera fixed. Not that I'm watching her house. She's county government person. Yeah, this is ridiculous. No. Three more weeks, 3 more months, or years. And she's asking questions, and we can't hear it. It almost sounds like a Milky Way, but I don't think Milky Way had hazelnut in it. We're not allowed to hear. I said neither of those. Bri, you made a Gogurt comment last night, and Gogurt is gross. I've never had it because I did not, Haley, because yogurt should not come out of a tube. I didn't. I didn't. You guys can't prove anything. So Flashman's like, it's been 84 years since Kieran Reed and Chad Daybell trial started. I was as Zach would say, I was just a young whippersnapper. Glad they brought the sound back. All right, Bri. 1, 2, 3, go. This is fascinating. Yes, everybody, like, I've heard that too. It's just, That's not the way. Well, Yogurt and I aren't friends, so. Oh, you're gonna be in trouble, Hey the Mouse. Your sock shop. Oh, sock yarn shopping. I thought you said you were sock shopping. I know. It's just a weird thing for me. Just a weird thing. And I can't even make her say things because I have to check a box when I put my videos that I'm not making anybody appear to say things that they're not saying. So I can't even like try to guess what she's saying because rules. Uh-oh. I thought I was getting raided by a dog. That would have been more exciting. Oh, I am. Hello, Rue. I don't know how to knit. I do wish I knew how to fix socks. What is it? Darning socks? Is that what you do to socks? Right. I'm not touching that, and I'm going to follow that up with that's what she said, just to save myself. You call Rue chop top? She's not a chop top. She's a cracked window. Well, does lawn crime have sound? This is ridiculous. I shall go check. I could cut a hole, cut out the hole. Oh, Core TV. Yeah, Flash Man. What would I do without you? But then I would just have another hole in the sock. I just have a bigger hole in the sock. No sound. No sound. No sound anywhere. Do I want you to come on and slur your Boston accent? Well, I can tell you, if they don't bring back sound soon, I'm gonna not do this. That's my thoughts. This is crazy. Yeah, I'm watching Court TV chat. They're all mad. Of course, there's people being rude to people there. I know that's shocking to everyone. Of course, I did like Nancy Joe. I kind of like Nancy Joe. I'm just, well, hey, Brad, Court TV just asked if there was any lip readers. I heard you. You said boss. I knew you meant Boston. Well, well, well. Well, AJ's so it. Oh, AJ's no. I was like, AJ's know what? Nothing. We know nothing. I promise you, Nidwau, it is safe. Just turn off your notifications. It's not even really, well, it is. It's still pretty active. But I have no L's. I have nothing. No sound, no L's, no F's. Carmen, if the sound doesn't come back, I'm going to turn this off and see if I can hop on with the expert so I don't have to hop on at 8 o'clock. Okay, stop. You're seriously drooling on me. Dude. Noel. No L. I don't want to get a copyright for singing the Christmas song. I can't even type in my text. Well, Carmen, I was trying to respond to you. I can't type. Well, what is happening? Oh, I'm trying. There's too many things going on in my world at the moment. They are gone. They are gone for the day. They out. Wow. Alrighty. Why did they keep just?
It was just very negative, and that she didn't believe that Serena was going to be good after all, something to that effect.
Okay. So prior to that meeting, Serena had been at the meeting at Zulema's house,
Yes, just the one.
and she'd been on a Zoom meeting maybe?
Yes.
And then this meeting in June, she was not. And at that point, Lori seemed to be talking negative of her.
Correct.
When you talk to Lori about these statements that you had heard Alex say and her say on the 9th. Did you continue to meet up with Lori after that?
No,
Did Lori ever invite you to any more of these gatherings or prayers?
I was invited one time to go for lunch.
When was that?
I believe August.
So between June and August, you did not receive any other invitations?
No,
Did you at some point learn that Charles had been killed?
yes.
How did you learn that?
I received a text message that he had been killed.
And who did you think had killed Charles?
Originally, when I received the message, I believed it was a brother-in-law of his. And so it was some time before I realized that Alex had been involved.
Okay. So initially you had said when you met with Lori that you would go to the police, but when you learned Charles was killed, your understanding was it was someone else.
Correct.
So
Yes.
when you learned
Hard
it
in a basket
was
will help.
Alex, what was going through your head then?
I had somebody who had visited with Lori about it and had said that.
Not going into their hearsay. Let me just
Okay.
ask you this. Had you spoken to someone who was passing along information to you of what they understood had happened?
Yes,
The shooting of Charles by Alex was about a month after you had heard him say he wanted to kill Charles, correct?
yes.
Did you feel like after you confronted Lori that she distanced herself from you?
Yes,
Did that seem to be the same as what you heard and saw happening with Serena?
I don't know.
Okay. On the 9th, you had heard Lori talking negative about Serena, correct?
Yes.
And she hadn't been invited to that meeting.
She lived out of state, so it wasn't surprised that she wasn't invited.
Had she flown in for a previous meeting though?
Yes,
So,
just the initial one.
I don't think so.
in terms of
I miss the big hair. Not gonna lie.
your interactions with Lori, did she ever tell you that she was joking about her husband being possessed?
No,
Did she ever tell you she was joking about him having this dark spirit inhabiting him?
no,
And did she ever, you told us that she told you there was a name for this spirit that you don't recall now, correct?
yes,
Did she ever tell you she was joking about that?
no.
No other questions. Thank you.
All right, cross.
No questions, Your Honor.
Are there any questions for this witness from the jury? Not seeing any. Ma'am, you can step down.
Thank you.
Because it'll take her 6 years. That is what's the heartbeat machine? Why are we why? This is why this trial's going to take 6 years. Ow. Starts in the morning. That's true, but it'll probably go late. No questions. I'm not talking to that biatch anymore. Oh my goodness. I can't. All right. Hello. Hello.
Oh man, hold on, it's not going through my headset.
Lucky you. No, it's Hera. Hera, it doesn't like the state seal. Good grief. They're done. They're done, right? Ted, can you hear that annoying beep? Can you hear anything? Hello? It's Adele.
You hear me now?
I can hear you now, Verizon. I can also hear this beep in my ear.
Ah, it's such a bad lag.
Beep, beep, beep.
I'm gonna back out.
All right. Are you coming back? Ted stuffed animal bear. What color? Beige. She'll be back, I think. Oh my. I don't know if she's coming back. She didn't answer, I'm assuming. Chat's funny over at Law and Crime. Beep, beep, beep. Guessing sidebar. Somebody's saying, I bet they end for the day. It's like, I wouldn't take that bet. I can't add you, Carmen. You need to connect. Oh,
And advise you to avoid any sort of information about this case outside this courtroom.
All right for the jury?
I would be mad if I was that jury. I would be mad. They're coming in at 10:30. This just in, they're out.
Also be recessed for the day.
Yeah. I apologize, Your Honor. I said I apologize for not having a person here.
Oh, it was the state. Sounds like the state didn't have a witness. Oopsies. Oopsies. Because that was the good Lori saying, I apologize, Your Honor. I didn't have that person here. Carmen, I can't add you till you have your camera or your mic. Something says they need to connect your camera and mic. Really? You just stood up when she said, I'll rise for the jury. Huh. Yeah, I don't think so. I think somebody wasn't there. I don't know. Who could it be? But they come back. So 10:30 is when they've been coming in. So that's 1:30 my time. And then they'd usually go to what? 3:30, 3 o'clock? So an hour and a half break, come back. They came back and did what? One witness, took a break, took another witness we couldn't hear the majority of, and broke for the day. That was great. That was great. Like, that's great. Carmen, I don't know what's wrong with your stuff. There she is.
What's up?
Not your camera or your mic. It's on now, but I couldn't add you because it kept saying that you didn't have your camera or your mic on. Are you talking?
Yeah, I saw that.
Hello.
I had it on. It just, for whatever reason, it made me reset it.
So yeah, they've been 8 o'clock our time. Flash fan is when they've been wrapping up.
I don't know why it's so delayed.
I don't know. Bittersweet. I bet they want this one over. I can't wait for the day to end. What's wrong with my internet? It's been acting weird since I've been doing these long days. It's like I'm tired. She does need a little color pop, a little pop of color. Wait till the Utah
I
case
like my
start.
tan.
No, you're beige like the last witness.
Whatever, I don't remember who said it, but somebody was like, "Oh, I need a thick accent to this." I'll be like, "Well, the cows aren't calving yet. We can't plant our beans and our corn yet. So therefore, it's about early March, late February."
We state prosecutor and Lori Vallow sound too much alike. Please don't become boring because of the beige. Born beige.
Already.
Gotta make sure. I wish I would not have told him 8 o'clock. Wish I would
So
have
do you
said
go
at any
expert later
time.
today?
Yeah, he's hit 7,000. So it looks like, which is okay. So I've been watching. Uh,
Nice.
so I figured it would be like a big panel, like his big Friday night panel shows, which you guys just know I would sit there and stare because I'd be like the new kid walking to school. and but it's not. It looks like he's just having like one person on at a time.
You'd be like this.
I'd just be watching everybody trying to figure him out. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? I did. I hit. I was sitting at 12.99. I actually hit. I got off of that. You're gonna steep, like tea. I'm gonna stop myself right there. Flash fan, you go to sleep. This is why I don't mix alcohol and streaming. I got a decent accent. I've got a weird one, I've heard. Flash.
DC accent.
Hey, you can't help that you're from Louisiana. I I
You don't even know it.
I stopped, Brad. I stopped. What, the corn? I I didn't I didn't go there. I didn't go there. Ah.
The teabagging channels are on Saturday nights. Member only.
And you have to pay for it generally. Well, because I've got a Nebraskiana accent with a part of the country I've never been in, mixed in, I guess. And I don't know why Flashman has a Louisiana accent, because he's not from there. Even though if I'm watching the weather and I told him like Louisiana's about to get hit by a storm, like, oh no, Flashman does not live there. Every time. I do not have it. I have to know, because I'll have to go on his StreamYard. So, because I can't go till 8. I should text him. Yes, Nebraskiana.
8 your
Probably
time?
knows about bulk. Yeah. Because I didn't think this thing was going to get done till 8.
You're gonna be a vampire.
I didn't get to sleep till 11:30 last night. That's what my link is
I
for.
played Call of Duty. And I went to bed.
My link is a StreamYard link. Maybe it's Virginia Flash fan. I knew Arizona's in a different time zone, because they're one of the smart states. It doesn't change time, because they know how dumb it is. They're like, no. My state used to say the same thing. And then they're like, let's be stupid. Then they said, let's make it even worse. He tried a cheaper one the other week. Yeah, my link is for StreamYard, which is good, because that's all I have. Keep seeing all these things flying around me ever since I came back from dinner. At least they're white, so they're not bad spirits.
I was gonna say, you just have like a weird orb.
I know. Did you see it? Right before I came out, I was like, what is that?
Yeah, it
I was
flew
like, maybe
right
there's
above your
dust.
head.
It flew that way, didn't it? You have a smart county in Indiana? Still, don't you? Nope. Not even the one I live in. No smart counties.
No,
They all change times because they're all
nope,
dumb.
they're all pretty
I-
stupid.
They're all pretty dumb. Pretty, I don't know what we are. I'm just more trying to figure out what's flying around me. Zach Baggins.
I
Well, I'd
was
call
gonna
Aaron,
say,
but I think
Grandma's
he's a
like,
little busy.
gotcha, rookie.
I'd say Aaron's a little busy with his divorce. Well deserved. Hope I'm not cheering Reed round 2. I am not. It was real stupid when a few Indiana counties didn't change.
So it appears Mad Dog
Yeah.
2024.
Yes.
Sorry, I'm lagging so bad.
It was okay. So I know you used to live in a neighboring county. To me, in my perfect world, if we're going to have to change, we're not far enough east to be on the east in Eastern time. We should be on Central time. But the counties that border Ohio should go with Ohio, who probably wants to be on Eastern time. That's fine. Be on your way. Because right now, the counties that border Illinois are on Central time. But yeah, I don't know. I don't remember. I just remember the state didn't change and then the state started changing. Don't flatter yourself, Vallow. That's hilarious. Best witness will probably see the entire trial. Just been a nail biter. What are you going to say about Mad Dog?
Seems to be that she is finally teething.
Man, I think I'm lagging. It's like my eyes won't open. Here's that orb. But when I went to her 9-month checkup, can't believe
Oh no,
that.
I mean
9
it takes
months. Don't
literally
say anything
5
great.
seconds from when I talk to when it actually comes across.
The pediatrician was like rubbing his finger on her gums and said that they were close. So we shall see. I'm sure she sent me that picture. I just haven't had a chance to look.
Fever right now.
Yeah, but that's not technically a fever. Remember when you used to get sent home from school for 99.2 and I'm like, that's her norm. Stop sending her home. That's where she sits. It's her
I know, I
normal.
loved it.
You're like, I don't feel good. It's like, I'm gonna go home. And then they take your temperature. It's like, calm me down. She's at 99.2. I'm like, and? She has to go home. Anything above 99, I'm like, 0.2? You guys need to raise your limit. They probably did after you left. 8 teeth. 10 months.
Well, I've been probably, but today I've been at 102.
That's different. That is a fever. But 99.2 is not a fever. 0.2 is within the margin of error, so she should have stayed at school.
Alright, I'm gonna hop off here because it keeps lagging.
Okie doke, I'll just be sitting here with my orbs. Or whatever's flying out of my hair or around me. I don't
I mean,
know.
I'm gonna try to rejoin, but I don't know why it's lagging.
All right, I'll be sitting right here. Yeah, that was her norm. Like, I could go home and just take her temperature on a random day, and she was 99.2. So it was just her norm. Keep my orbs covered. I'm trying. But did you see when like something went flying out of my head? Probably my brain. I was like, see ya. I can't do this Vallow thing. I can't take it anymore. Oh, I was probably just payback because I used to pretend I was sick so I could go home. But then I really did start getting sick because I needed my tonsils out. Kathy will look at her orbs later. And she gonna be looking at your orbs, Haley? Oh yes, she will get me. I will look at her orbs at the end of the stream. Flashbang, you need to put. I can tell you how to do it, but I can't. I'm just kidding, kind of. But you don't need to know anymore. I did not have my tonsils taken out until I was 16, and it was horrible because I was older. And then my nephew had his taken out when he was like 5. The next day he was up running around. It's like, I'm gonna trip you because you deserve to be tripped, little youngster. Dang it. Oh, Haley, I'm sorry she doesn't send you nipple messages. She puts her nipple messages to me go out to the world. Yes, it does. Well, my dad, I've probably have told the story. The reason I had to wait so long is because my dad's sister died when she had her tonsils taken out because she was allergic to ether, which obviously they haven't used ether in a very long time. But he just, I mean, she was young. She was like 7. And so he just like absolutely would not, he just couldn't do it. He just would not entertain it. And I was so sick. Like if I walked into a room and all they said was, somebody a month ago had strep throat in here, my body was like, oh, really? And I would wake up the next day sick. I'm not kidding. It was horrible. And so finally my mom talked him into letting me do it but I said I was 16 or 17. I was older, and man, I did not recover well at all. It was awful. But because I've been doing like genealogy research and ancestry stuff, I was able to, and going through everything since my mom passed away and finding old pictures, I was finally able to find pictures of his sister. Did you see that? Just another one. I don't know what it is. Stop it, whatever that thing is. Unless you're good and fine. If you're going to be here, do dishes and stuff. Expect to come home to a clean house tomorrow. That's all I'm saying. But I finally found pictures of her, which was really cool because I had never seen pictures of her. I really didn't think there was any. But ew, Bri. Like I missed that. Holy cow. Okay, I won't complain anymore. I had meningitis once, but it wasn't the bad kind. I had viral, not bacterial. It was awful. I was in the hospital for like a week. Just on pain. The doctor was like, do not turn the light on when you go in that room. Just go in there, put some pain medicine in her IV and leave. October. Look at Massachusetts. Giving us some general anesthesia. And was was what's her face there? Jolly Jane, was she there running the show? I remember, Carmen, do you remember when you had strep really bad, but you had a basketball game and you were like, I'm not missing the basketball game? And you got those, I can't remember the antibiotic, but they had to shoot it in your thigh and they had to give you 2. So they just did it both at the same time and you started blowing your head off and it was horrible. I was just back in that same doctor's office, not same doctor, but the same office with Dill and Mad Dog for her checkup. And I'm like, oh my gosh, the last time I was here was for horrible things that happened to Carmen. Ugh, strep throat and the flu at the same time. Flash fan, that sounds horrible. Or, I don't think she had the same doctor as Puddletown. I don't think anybody's had that doctor. I think flipping the pea. Oh, gosh. Well, I wasn't there for the ambulance shot, and but those shots, I can't remember what the antibiotic was. It was thick. But you played your game. You played it well. You played like you weren't there. Like, she'll be feeling fine once the game starts. I don't need these in anymore because I'm not listening to anything. And you were just fine out there taking charges. I remember your teacher came up to me and was like, "How do you just stand there and let her do that?" I'm like, "What am I gonna do? I'm not out there playing the game. You want me to go pull her out of the way? She's playing basketball. She's trying to get a call for a charge. She'd go flying to the ground, and I don't know. This is Puddletown hired that doctor because he read an article about how that one like bust up. Well, where's Puddletown at when we need him? I think it's yeah. I think you. I don't know if you did. That was a daytime game. I don't think that was who we were playing. I don't know. I wouldn't like to watch wrestle. I would not like to watch my kids wrestle. Basketball I was okay with. Yeah, thighs hurt. Hips hurt. I don't see Puddletown. And the good thing about it is when I go over there, even though Zach's a mod, he can't time me out when I'm not in chat. Oh, I'll be good because he can't touch me. Be like MC Hammer. Sledding scares you? Hello, Hera. I did not know you were coming. Say hello. Why your eyes look weird? I should put the state seal up, but I won't because she'll bark. Yep, that's Hera. Say hello. Sweet, sweet Hera. Oh my goodness. They say dogs don't like hugs. She loves them. Yes, you do. You demand them. Don't ya? Say, I demand them. Nope, here comes Rue, because you cannot give attention to Hera and not give attention to Rue. Hera's not going to move, are you? Tell Rue she can wait. She's already been in here. Nope, she's not going to wait. Hello, Rue. Say hello, Carmen. See, this is the Rue. Come here. Look this way. This is. I can't get her to sit still, but I was trying to show you her ear. Oh, there went another thing. I think they're kicking up dust. It's dust. It's just dust. There's no orbs in here. Don't be ridiculous. No such thing. Because I made the poltergeist joke, isn't it? Rue. Carmen, she's probably forgot all the training. Sit. Yep. Sit. Okay. Don't. Now see. There is a trial's already done for the day, and this is just being boring. There was nothing, and there was a what was that? What was that last witness's name? I don't know. Beige witness. It took like an hour to answer. I mean, it was so bad. It was like, did you go to Hawaii with Lori in January? Can you repeat the question? Did you? I mean, it's so bad. My ex is well, I wouldn't have a stun belt on, for one. And two, I would know whether or not my husband and I were separated, which you clearly were because she was having an affair. So she made 0 sense. And also, if he's my ex and he has a girlfriend, that's fine. And if he cheated on me and that's still his girlfriend, that's on her. So I think I could be okay. I think. I might be lying. I can't. Burl the beige. Yeah, they ended at 3:30 their time. It was ridiculous. Yeah, she does sit right. I really wasn't trying very hard because I've got Hera back here and they just, not that she'd do it mean, she doesn't push her around like Hank, but she just pushes her way through things. Okay, everybody doesn't want to see your backside. Okie dokie. Oh, lawyers, absolutely. If they're asking you a question, they already know the answer. And and you can tell when you get it wrong. They also give you that answer. They're like, if they knew my phone was black, but I said, yeah, I had a blue phone that day. Are you sure it wasn't black? Yes, it was black. Yeah, they absolutely should already know the answer to the questions that they're asking because they need to know if they're getting the right answer. But sometimes they really seem to. There's sometimes I've watched witnesses that are really getting a lot of answers wrong, and the attorneys really, really pulling them back. Like, oh my gosh, if your witness doesn't know, then you shouldn't be able to sit there and tell them all that stuff. Yeah, you don't ask. not like us lay people, Flash Van. Lady lawyer did not seem to know what she wanted to. She did not seem to know her questions. It took her she just couldn't just spit it out. It's not that hard. If she, Flash Van, if she asked you this question, which you would say no to, because I think you would say that you're always you like chicken dishes. But if she asks you this question, isn't it true that pizza is the best food invented? And then you would have to say, can you repeat the question, please? No, those are, I hate those questions. I hate those kinds of questions. What if anything? No, come up with a question. I can't watch my Snapchat right now, Carmen, but I will. later. Sometimes you don't care what the answer is, but you know what it is or could be, and you have planned for various answers. Well, okay, I'll give you that. Wait, your favorite food is Italian, Mexican seafood? Flash fan. No, it's not. It's Louisiana. It's Louisiana. Something from Louisiana. Oh no, Carmen must have sent me a video of her telling Rue. What if anything is never needed? You can just say what? I hate, yes, what if anything should not be allowed? Once she paused at the first is immediate roundhouse. I would deserve it. I would deserve it because you're correct. What did he say next? What did he do next? It is never what if anything did he do next? Can you please, when they're a lawyer in the most what if anything I think I ever heard is in the Johnny Depp trial. Good heavens, Elaine Bredehoff lived off of what if anything questions. It's ridiculous. But it seemed like there was a lot in Canton, and I didn't watch a lot of that trial, but it seemed like there was a lot of what if anything going on. But it's lazy. I will take you to Thai restaurant when I'm there, when you're here, but I will not eat Thai food with you. But I'll take you. I don't know. How long does it take to ask a question? Lally. I thought it was Lally. Lally. What if questions? It's like, no. You should get penalized. Ew. No. I like Thai food too, but the Thai food place, there's a lot. The Thai food place that she wants to go to, the last 2 times I ate there, not everybody, but just me, I ended up sick, so I don't eat there anymore. Your favorite type of question? It's true, is it not? Yes. Or I couldn't. Or flash fan when they say, you would agree, would you not? It's like, no, I won't just because you asked me if I would. That's the side of me that doesn't want to agree with you on anything, depending on which side's asking me the questions. Carmen, that's not nice. Or yes, would it be fair to say? No, it would not be fair to say. Yes, that I've incorporated that when I've been able to. Period. Full stop. Yeah, would it be fair to say that you never once saw the state of Wisconsin in the courthouse, you dumbass? Sorry, he's so bad. Also, he never took his hand down from his mouth. Like he was like this the whole time he was doing. Well, you couldn't see his. You couldn't. Oh, I just left. It's happening. I'm gonna have to shut down. Um, you can see his teeth the whole time he was on with Judge Mommy. He was like this. He was not rude because I thought he was going to be rude. But I'm kind of wondering if some of these things are missing from his mouth. Bye, MLS. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe we'll have some trial. But well, sometimes I'm just happy when they do bag my groceries. But some of these young girls that bag groceries, I'm like, did you ever go grocery shopping with your mom? Did you ever watch them bag your mom's groceries? You don't mix these things together, which I'm not super picky on that. But you don't make them weigh 6,000 pounds either. Flash fan. Gabby is very subtle. Kind of like my dogs when they walk in here. All right, guys. I think I'm going to turn this off because I don't know what's happening. And I don't want to have bad internet. But will you be here at night? I do. I don't understand. It's the orbs. I'm haunted. If I have I won't have bad dreams tonight. But I don't know. Baker was having problems too earlier earlier for him, but last night for me. That his kept freezing up. And I don't like max headroom. All right, Flash fan, that's fine. I'll allow it once. Do not say the T word. I will beat you up. Full stop. I won't, because I can't. All right. See you guys in a little bit. I want to see what's happening over here. So I guess the plan will be, hey, I'll just make you guys explain it. Flash fan, that was not sneaky. That was not sneaky. I guess the plan will probably be probably 5:30 tomorrow. I want more buffer time than what we had today. We used that up very quickly. So we'll plan for 5:30 tomorrow because I'll have to do both times. Oh, well, I don't know. It says no one's here. And I know you're here because you're chatting, but I'm going to end this anyway. See you guys.